I have given you a homework on oblate symmetric top and prolate symmetric top. You have to prove the relations between the different components of moment of inertia. Now I will solve one problem to give you an idea how to solve such problems. Oblate symmetric top. The example that I have projected in the previous video was boron trichloride BCl3. Now the three different axes, one will pass in this direction, another will pass along this BCl bond, so it will be X, it will be Y, and obviously the third one will be perpendicular to this plane, so it will pass perpendicularly through boron, and it will be perpendicular to the plane of the molecule since the hybridization is sp2 and the molecule is trigonal planar. Now there will be rotation along this axis, rotation along this axis, and the perpendicular axis that I would like to express in this way, this rotation in the third direction. Now this will be IC, this is IB, and this will be IA. First, we will study IB. Now we have to sum up all the moments of inertia. See, the axis is passing through boron, so it will be MBRB square, but the distance of the center of the boron atom from the axis is 0, so it will be 0. Mass is non-zero, but this will be 0, plus this atom you have to consider, it is r distance away from the axis. R is the bond length, so the bond length BCl is considered to be r, so this will be r and also this will be r. Now since this is perpendicular, this chlorine atom is r distance away from this axis, so it will be m. M means, let us consider the mass of chlorine to be m, so m, and it is r. Cl, I will mark this Cl1, this chlorine to be 2, this chlorine to be 3, so it will be R1 square, plus, so boron is cleared, this first chlorine atom is cleared. Now this chlorine atom, this second chlorine atom is this amount of distance away from the axis. Now how to find this distance? We have the information about this length, this is r. Now you see, this is the hybridization of having sp2 hybridization. This molecule has the hybridization sp2, so the bond angle will be 120. Now this is 120, ClBCl, this is 90, so it will be 30 degree. Now this will be the base, this will be the perpendicular. Now, relation between perpendicular and hypotenuse is sine, so sine 30 will be perpendicular by hypotenuse, so hypotenuse will be r sine 30, and sine 30 is half, so it will be R by 2. So we have m means mass of the chlorine atom, and it is enjoying a distance r by 2 from the axis and is rotating in this direction. So it will be m and r2 square, and r2 square will be, so let us first write r2 square, and m, it is r3 square. Now this is 0, this is m, r1 is r for the first chlorine atom, and for the second one r2 will be r by 2, and same thing will be for this chlorine atom. So this will be also r by 2 whole square. So what we get, m r square by 4 into m r square by 4, so 2 times, so it will be m r square by 2, so half m r square, and it is 1 m r square. So in total we have IB equals to 3 by 2 m r square. Now IC. Here you have to find the distance, this one, since the rotation will be in this direction, so you have to find this distance. Now if this is 30 and the total is 90, then it will be 60, obviously. You can have another option, this is 120 and this axis is passing through the middle, so it will be 60 degree. So it is 60, and this is perpendicular, so perpendicular by hypotenuse, it will be sine 60. Now sine 60 is root 3 by 2, so here it will be IC equals to, again it is passing through this boron atom, and also in this case it is passing through this chlorine atom. So the first two cases will be 0 for the first chlorine atom and boron. It will be 0 plus 0, and then it will be m and r2 square. R2 will be root 3 by 2r square. Now for this chlorine atom same thing will happen, so it will be 2 times, so I am skipping the step. So it will be 3 upon 4 into 2, so 3 by 2, 3 by 2 m r square for IC also. Now what is left? It is IA. Now see the situation. In case of IA, the axis is passing perpendicularly through B. So this chlorine atom is r distance away, this chlorine atom is r distance away, this is also r distance away, but it is passing through boron, so contribution of boron will be 0, and these 3 chlorine atoms will contribute equally. So IA will be 0 plus 3 into same contribution from all the chlorine atoms, it will be m r square. So IA equals to 3 m r square. Now it is equals to 2 into 3 by 2 m r square. So we can write IA equals to 2IB equals to 2IC. So this is the relation between among the 3 components of moment of inertia for this molecule. And since IA is greater than IB and IC, since I is double I of IB and of IC, it is oblate symmetric top. Now in a similar way you will be able to find the relation for the prolate symmetric top, for which instead of being IA greater than, it will be IA less than IB equals to IC. Now I will start the next topic, that is rigid rotor. Now for rigid rotor, first we have to do is to simplify the problem. We will discuss only the simple linear molecule, diatomic molecule, and we will convert the two body problem to a single body problem to make our life simple. So in this topic we will execute only that process, the conversion from the two body problem of a rigid diatomic molecule to a single body problem, and in the next video I will start how to get spectral lines for a rigid diatomic rotor. Rigid diatomic molecule. A heteronuclear diatomic molecule will interact. So let us consider this to have mass m1 and this atom to have mass m2. Obviously m1 greater than m2. The heavier atom is being represented by a greater diameter. So the center of gravity will lie along the heavier one. Let this distance be r1 from the center of the atom to the center of gravity, and this one to be r2. So what will be the relation? R, that is the bond length, will be equals to r1 plus r2. This is the relation. Now consider the bond to be rigid. However, it is not the case that happens in reality. Real bonds are elastic, but we will first study the rigid molecule, then we will put the criteria for non-rigidity. Otherwise it will be difficult for us to solve the problem. Now when the molecule executes end over end rotation, we have studied the rotation types for a linear molecule. Now when it rotates end over end along the around the center of gravity, then we have the balancing equation of the moment, that is m1 r1 equals to m2 r2. This is actually the definition of the position of center of gravity. It is being identified by this balancing equation. Now the total moment of inertia, this is a necessary thing that we will need in case of determination of spectral lines, in case of predicting the spectral lines theoretically. So the total moment of inertia will be m1 r1 square. From the center of gravity, the distance of this atom is r1, so it will be m1 r1 square, and the contribution of the second atom, that will be m2 r2 square. Now we will put m2 r2 in place of m1 r1. So it will be m2 r2 r1. I am putting m2 r2 in place of m1 r1, and here the reverse one, m1 r1 in place of m2 r2. So it will be m1 r1 r2. Now we take r1 r2 common. So this is equation 1. You will not be able to remember these tricks unless you practice it. So watch the video, make note, and then practice it. Now m1 r1 equals to m2 r2. Here we have the relation r equals to r1 plus r2. So it will be m2 into r minus r1. We put the value of r2 from this equation. So it will be r minus r1. So it will be m2r minus m2 r1. We take this to the left hand side. Then we will have R1 as common, then R1 common, here it is M1, here it will be M2 plus M2 equals to M2R, or R1 equals to M2 by M1 plus M2R. This is the relation between the R1 and the bond length. So this is equation 2. In a similar way, we will be able to find R2 equals to, obviously it will be M1. You will find it for yourself. Don't skip like me. 3. So we have obtained the values of R1 and R2. Now you have to put equation 2 and 3, that is the values of R1 and R2 in this equation. So I will be M1 plus M2 into R1. R1 is M2 upon M1 plus M2 into R into R2. R2 will be M1 upon M1 plus M2 into R. One term will cancel out. It will be M1 M2 upon, this is M1 M2. One term will remain, M1 plus M2 R square. Now we know the definition of reduced mass. Reduced mass is defined as 1 by mu. Mu is the reduced mass. 1 by M1 plus 1 by M2. So it is M1 plus M2 upon M1 M2. Or mu equals to, it will be reverse, M1 M2 upon M1 plus M2. So what we have obtained is mu R square, or I equals to mu R square. So we are able to express the total moment of inertia for a linear rigid diatomic molecule in terms of reduced mass and the bond length of the molecule. This will be very much helpful in the prediction of the spectral lines. And technically this is the conversion of two body problem to single body problem, which will make our life simple.